Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty early on in a new save file in Hollow Knight Silksong, and I really just got itching to find a new softlock in this game. Now, there's always been a ton of softlocks available that I haven't shown, normally the ones that are based on no clipping or room duping, but those are so obvious and easy that they can essentially let you softlock the game anywhere, so I've never really wanted to go for them. One softlock I have always wanted to try out is trapping Hornet in Styx's room forever, because if you don't open up the shortcut up into Styx's room from Greymoor, then the only way out is through this path right here into Sinner's Road. Therefore, if we can get to Styx without the cling grip, we should theoretically have no way to escape. And I was recently able to find out how to do so based on this crest right here. You see, normally when you have a crest in Hollow Knight Silksong, you can only change all of your tools, your spells, anything when you're sitting on the bench. However, there is something called bench storage, and even more interestingly, there has been recent discoveries made in the field of bench storage. I saw this video by a YouTuber named GPro, who definitely check them out if you are interested in this kind of stuff. They do a great job covering glitches. And as you can see on the screen right now, they were essentially able to find a way to gain vertical height without cling grip by utilizing the Reaper crest, which is why I'm here in Greymoor, and it's why I wanted to show that glitch off to you in a great application to let Hornet and Styx stay together forever. Because I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I love Styx. He's one of my favorite characters in this game. He's very sweet, very subservient, and I think Hornet might learn to like him when she's trapped in the room with him for all eternity. So let's get that set up. Gotta love irony, huh folks? It was just the other day in a video I made where I was, out of nowhere, getting inspired to talk about how much I despise the Reaper crest. Mostly just in comparison to other crests. I've always found it pretty underwhelming. The extremely slow movement speed and moveset is very bad in my opinion for battling. But something I neglected in a lot of my previous views of this crest are that its moveset is amazing for traversal. It has an incredible pogo that gives you more height than I think any other pogo possibly can. And, well, I just learned that it's also the best possible crest to set up this glitch. And without this bench storage, I don't think it'd be possible to trap myself with Styx. Believe me, I have tried. Although I won't apologize for giving a lot of criticism to that gauntlet, because seriously, what was that? It was over before I finished speaking. So not only am I here to get the Reaper crest, I am here to get a hard save. Because getting a hard save is how you can start to activate bench storage. It doesn't have to be with a crest. It could be with any upgrade that makes a hard save in your game file. So, now that we have the Reaper crest, how do we activate that very odd looking glitch I showed in GPro's video earlier? Well, one thing that is important about having this save activated here is that we do not want to be sitting on any bench. We want to go to a bench, but the thing is, when we go to sit on a bench in Hollow Knight Silksong, there's a few frames where the game shows Hornet sitting down, and the saving on the bench, the save that pops up in the bottom right corner of the screen, does not activate until Hornet's butt actually touches down on the bench itself. Therefore, if we can manage to pause the game and save and quit before Hornet gets to sit on the bench completely, then we will reload back where the crest was. Except, see, as you can see right now, we are not sitting on the bench officially. But when we reload after quitting in this state, the game will still treat it as if we are sitting on a bench. Even though our save file is not in the halfway home on a bench, it is back where the Reaper crest was picked up. And that means we are given the capabilities to do many things that are normally locked to being on a bench, while just walking out in the world. So, if we open the menu now, we can unequip our skill, something that's normally fully locked to when you're sitting on a bench, and we can change our crest as well. And this is an extremely versatile and useful glitch, because now that we've made this save, if we don't make a different save, we can save and quit no matter how many times we want, and every time we load back in this state, we will have this bench storage. So, unless you activate another hard save, you've essentially made this glitch permanently available on your save file, even if you wanted to leave and open it up again later. Now, as you can see with me doing it here, the Reaper Crest has that running attack that makes you go up. And if you switch crests in the middle of doing that running attack, you will make its momentum continue onward. The sad thing is, even though the momentum is there, I am not able to control myself. Essentially, it will just shoot you off in the direction you were going when using a certain crest move. But if you switch off that crest, you're just never going to be able to touch yourself again. Unless you manage to get Hornet hit by a hazard. So this is what we are doing. We are going to find a way up to Styx using our wits and all of the damaging sources around us. Look at my health right now, by the way. You see how I'm slightly damaged? I'm missing a mask? Well, just by changing our crest, you can also fully heal yourself. So not only is this something that I'm going to be using for Softlock, but someone who is smarter can use it for infinite health during combat. Of course, I'm not here for that. I am here to trap Hornet in places, and that is why I am trying to do that in this room. I don't know if this was the greatest angle to go off of, if I am being fully honest, ladies and gentlemen. Part of the problem with this kind of trick is that it requires a lot of experimentation. Fortunately, I am here to do the experimentation for this trick, so you don't have to. So everyone else out there who has clicked on this video looking for some Hornet and Styx love in your own life, I'm going to show you the best way to do that. So it may shock you to learn, but it's probably smarter to try this trick in the room that lets you unlock the elevator, instead of just trying to do it all in one go. Because simply by unlocking the elevator, anytime we save quit in the future, we are saving ourselves one moon jump there, which we don't really want to do many of those Reaper moon jumps if we can avoid them, just because, as you can see, they are very inconsistent and very tricky to get right. So, you get stopped up here with no cling grip. I remember this because, like I said, I was kind of workshopping getting to Styx with no cling grip for a while, and let's just say it's really not doable. This glitch is awesome. If it did not exist, I would be forever missing out on a Softlock to trap Hornet with Styx, and that just makes me sad, you know? And yes, always remember, in case you ever get low on HP, you don't need Silk. You can just change your crest. Part of the reason that I thought it was close to being possible to get to Styx in the past without cling grip is because of these enemies you can poke on. However, instead of just showing you me failing them forever, let me just say you're going to need another Reaper jump. So I'm going to show you the most consistent area to start that Reaper jump to get through this room, after you've unlocked the elevator, of course. So, if you come to this platform, run and do the Reaper running jump off of it, you will likely get caught by a slope, and that slope will lead us to go very slowly into this enemy or this enemy's line of sight. And our whole goal is getting hit, so doing it that way gives you a pretty consistent way to break out of your floating state and gain control back over Hornet. At this point, there is one unsurpassable wall that has made it so every cling grip attempt is truly undoable to get through Sinner's Road, and that is this wall right here. No matter what tricks I've tried to employ in the past, it is simply impossible to get up here when you don't have cling grip. At least it was until right now, where I will be utilizing the famous Moon Reaper jump to get up there. Or at the very least, I'll hope to. I'll be honest, this is the hardest jump to make by far. It is extremely easy to get trapped and have no way out. And you're going to see that with this attempt here, but I will be probably trying to skip every future attempt. And also I will be getting better at the timing for that switch. But let me just say, going at it from the left here, bad idea. For many reasons. How's it going, Green Prince? I do like that you stare at me. It is very... This is dynamic gameplay. What do you... You got bored? You've been sitting here for months, years, and the second something new comes around, you get bored? Well, fine, be that way. I'm gonna do this trick right and I won't see you again. While trying to get the trick right, the following happened to me. Huh. Well, Hornet, time to ignore that. Back to the grind. So if you want the skip to have even a chance of working, do it while facing left. That will let you go up to the ceiling here. If you're very lucky, you'll get hit by this enemy. But I'm not lucky, because he is stupid as heck. Man, it is your one job to try and kill me. Why are you so bad at it? Now, if God finally deigns to take pity on you, the enemy will attack Hornet and you will be put up here. This is not nearly, please ignore that, this is not nearly all the way to Styx. However, from this point on, you do not need to utilize any glitches whatsoever. Just by having the Reaper Crest out and utilizing some very nice pogo and enemy drawing skills, you can get all the way to Styx without needing to use that Reaper launch ever again. Which is great if you're me or you trying this video, because that launch is infuriating given how much of it is just RNG enemies locking onto you and hitting you out of it. If they don't, it's save and quit city for you, Buster. But because so many enemies exist in the Sinner's Road and these pogoable spikes, you can make it all the way through this room with no problems and no glitches. And most of this is due to the Reaper Crest's pogo. You can also make it through the rest of this room if you are very careful by drawing this enemy to fly up and give you something to pogo off of. That is pretty much how you get through the rest of this room. And once you're through this room, it is a straight shot to Styx. Now, it is important to be careful because falling in this room does make it possible that you will have to redo your previous steps. I also would say to be careful with killing the enemy. You can leave the room and come back to reset their HP. I'm on a base needle, so I am not doing much damage at all. Just remember, by jumping up, you can kite these enemies over towards you, and to gain height, you want to really try and guide them into this little area here, because once they are up there, they will be trapped, and they will be extremely helpful as pogo tools to get through the rest of this room. You can do so by taunting, goading them into attacks, and generally by just damage tanking them before getting them stuck in here. Once they're in here, you're fully capable of getting up, and you can use it a bit more, and there you go. We have successfully skipped everything that would normally require cling grip in a playthrough of Hollow Knight Silksong. And that means Team Cherry expects you to have the cling grip in this room. So, when they designed the path down to Styx, they thought, oh, the player's going to have the cling grip. They are going to be able to get through these cling grippable walls and get out of here. And we thank them for that mistaken assumption every day, ladies and gentlemen. Because that means we can put Hornet with Styx forever. We've done essentially everything difficult now. All that's left to do is to fall down this room in the right locations. I believe it's possible to fall down here and get stuck. So be careful, just follow my steps. You want to fall to the left here, not the right. Because yeah, I think you get stuck in that room if you fall to the right. And we've essentially sealed our fate the second we've come down into this room. Although that's not true, you could still save and quit now. But once we defeat the muck roaches and sit on Styx's bench, then we've truly got no escape. So, let's kill them quickly. You don't have to worry about dying, fortunately, because you've still got bench storage activated. So you've got an infinite reserve of health as long as you're careful and don't get caught with 2 masks left. And now, our beloved Styx is finally gonna show himself after we sit down. It's very funny he only shows after we sit down, because by sitting down, we've deactivated bench storage, so we can no longer use our tricks to escape, ever. Hi Styx, how's it going? Love you, buddy. You saw what I did indeed. I did all of this for us, Styx. Strong I am.
Me ofende?
My favorite thing is Hornet ends this statement by saying farewell. She doesn't know yet that there is no farewell for her anymore. Styx really is getting his ending. This is the Styx good ending. He wants you to stay and be his mistress and protect him forever. And we have no choice but to do so in this timeline. Because, as I said previously, that exit is not open because we did not come up here through that alternate path. And now, if Hornet tries to leave, she will notice walls. One enemy and walls that she cannot jump up because we do not have the cling grip. I have considered in many ways if it would be possible to escape from here with a very good pogo off this enemy. Unfortunately, it does not get close. Now, last thing you may wonder about, ladies and gentlemen, other than the fact that we cannot change our crest, is can we pogo off a cocoon? There is an enemy here, so we can die in this room. And, sadly, I don't think that's going to work. I'd say this is the absolute ideal location we could die to when it comes to this enemy. Aw, and Styx has already gotten her Silk Eaters. You know, this is why Styx is the best. He gives us the best glitching tool in the game. Hornet's just being modest. She is absolutely his mistress in this timeline. This is like the canon Hornet and Styx ending for Hollow Knight Silksong. But if we try and return and see if there's any escape using our cocoon, I don't think it's possible to get it any higher than this, and that is not high enough for Hornet to get out of here. There is one enemy up top of this room. You can barely see him there. He's up at the top of the screen, but I don't think it's possible to get his attention from here, even using a taunt. He's just not close enough. He's not on screen 99% of the time. So Hornet is done. I think she's accepted that this is her reality. And you know what? I'm happy with this one. This is not the hell of the putrefied ducks that I've given her in the past. This is relatively comfortable. She has someone, she has a companion who is willing to probably do whatever for her, for whatever reason, because Hornet's strong, I suppose. He will come, he will be a source of conversational delight between Hornet and Styx, and he will do all the hunting, so Hornet will not be starving to death in this room if she does truly need to eat. So yeah, this is a good ending in my book. I see this as an absolute win. And I hope you do too, ladies and gentlemen. This is an ideal softlock, one of the best I've ever done, just because of the outcome, in my opinion. If you'd like to see more softlocks, maybe involving Styx, I don't think I can find a better one than this, then please subscribe to my channel, like this video if you enjoyed watching it, and I hope everyone's watching has a fantastic day. I'll see you all later.